There are moments in a tragedy that don't just break your heart, they break your brain. They leave you staring at the screen, shaking your head, asking the same question over and over. Why would you do that? On December 27, 2025, Tyrone Dro Davis Jr. was found dead on Archer Road in Gainesville, Florida. His girlfriend, Kiaara Davis, known to the world as Lulu, was behind the wheel. Her statement to police says Dro was drunk, angry, and jumped from her moving Infiniti SUV. She kept driving. She didn't stop. She didn't slam the brakes. She didn't run back to the man she claimed she loved. She drove to a CircleK and waited for him to meet her there. Wait, let me get this straight. You're telling me the man you love, your man, your partner, your road dog, jumps out of your moving car, lands on asphalt at 25 miles per hour, and your first instinct is to keep driving? To find a parking spot? To wait for him to catch up? Who does that? And then you have the nerve to come on the internet, post pictures, call him baby, talk about how much you miss him, while his family is still waiting for you to pick up the phone and tell them what really happened. Something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the water ain't right. We need to talk. Before we get into this, I need to thank you. This channel, True Crime Unraveled on YouTube, True Crime Unraveled TV on Facebook and TikTok. We exist because you show up. You comment. You share. You keep these stories alive. We read every single message, every theory, every time you tag a friend and say, you gotta hear this. Keep it coming. This is a conversation, not a lecture. And right now, that conversation is getting louder. Let's talk about something that landed on the internet. A message from an account sent to a content creator on Facebook. The sender claimed to have inside access to the Gainesville Police Department's official version of events. According to this message, Kiaara Davis gave a sworn statement. She told police that Tyrone was intoxicated during their romantic getaway, that he was yelling at her, accusing her of being unappreciative, that she said no to something he wanted, and he got angry, that he wanted to drive drunk, so she took the keys instead. They stopped at Papa John's. Tyrone got out of the passenger side. Security footage exists. They claim the Davis family has seen it. They've never released it to the public. Why? That's a question worth sitting with. As they left, the argument continued. Tyrone threw the pizza out the window. Lulu turned the car around to go buy another one. Then, near the bridge, Tyrone demanded she let him out. She refused. So he jumped. She said she had nowhere to pull over. Her next stopping point was the CircleK. She waited for him there. Now, I need you to hear this next part clearly. The anonymous message states, and I quote, Kiaara at this moment is not a suspect. Her vehicle was submitted into evidence, but there was no damage to her vehicle to indicate she hit him. No blood was found inside the vehicle. It also says, multiple callers called and witnessed Tyrone getting hit by a vehicle. So the official narrative, according to this source, is that Tyrone jumped, landed on his feet, and was then struck by a separate, unknown vehicle that fled the scene. They're still searching for that driver. The Davis family, the message claims, has seen the Papa John's footage. They know Kiaara was driving. They know Tyrone got out on his own 2 feet. But they refuse to accept it. They refuse to put that truth out to the public. Now, is this message fact or fiction? We don't know. The sender wrote, when families are grieving, they look for someone to blame. Maybe. But here's what I keep circling back to. Even if everything in that message is 100% accurate, even if Tyrone jumped on his own, even if Lulu is telling the truth about that night, why didn't you stop the car? You don't have to be a suspect to be wrong. You don't have to be a killer to be the reason someone died alone on cold asphalt while you sat at a gas station waiting for them to show up. Now, let's turn to Auntie Natasha, Tyrone's aunt, his father's sister, a woman who has spent weeks on live video, not chasing clout, but chasing answers. One morning, she sat down for what she called morning motivation. But it wasn't motivation. It was a release. A direct address to Rena Demps, Tyrone's mother. Let me read you what she said. Renee, you found out Saturday. Your daughter was sending chat messages on Saturday with pictures of my nephew's skull cracked in the bed on Saturday. You didn't make the call. Neither did you get in your car and drive to Gainesville on Saturday. The Davis family didn't find out until Sunday. And even then, they didn't get the truth. Rena told them Tyrone fell at a gas station and bumped his head. Not jumped. Fell.
Good morning, good morning. Morning motivation with Auntie Tasha. I got on here today to motivate everybody that have loved ones that go through trials and tribulations to not give up on them. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what it look like. Don't give up on your family, because all you have is each other. Family over everything. You fight for your people. And I come on here to say this because today my heart was a little heavy as day by day go on about my nephew Tyrone. Justice for Dro. So I just want to say this. If you have to second guess any situation that goes on, I don't care if it's with the police, I don't care if it's with a friend, I don't care if it's a situation that happened with your loved one and it's not making sense. Fight for your people. Ask questions. Get involved. Don't think of maybe I should. No. Follow your first mind. Pray about it. And you get out there and you fight for your people. Let me tell you something. Davis family, this is a hard one for us. It's real hard. And I know people all around the world have been in our shoes, because I get testimonies from so many people. Mothers, aunties, family members, that situations took place. Yes, when your loved one is no longer here, the situation, they don't even have to not be going on to glory, but they can be still on planet Earth. Fight for your people. Don't always accept everything that comes for your way. I know my nephew, Tyrone Davis Jr., he's smiling down on us because he know our family not going to let up till we get justice. The reason why I'm on here this morning to motivate somebody else, because too many times we allow things to get swept under the rug. We allow closed cases to just happen because we feel like our small voice don't mean nothing or won't go very far. You have to open your mouth. You have to get in those faces of the people that has anything to do with turning things around and say it's not okay to just push it under the rug. It's not okay to just throw it on the back burner. It's not okay. My loved one is dead. Demise, whatever y'all, deceased, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is, I'm trying to say this right here. And I'm going to say this with everything in me, because people who know me personally know I have a heart for the men, the boys, and so on. Not only that, that's how God blessed me. Here nor there. When your loved one go through something, fight for them. You fight for them. You don't give up on them. If we don't fight for ours, who else going to fight for them? You think them other people ain't fighting for their family when they go through something? I don't care if it's wrong. I don't care if it's right, or whatever the case may be. On the other end, let me tell you, this is why I say this. Because we throw in the towel too quick. But God don't allow that. He'll God a minute chances, not second chances. And even when the storm come, you can get through anything. He can forgive for anything, whether they did wrong or right. At the same time, don't give up on your loved ones. I want to motivate somebody to say, listen, it's inmates in there. They don't hear from their family members. And I'm talking about prisoners. Now, I don't even know why I went left field, but thank you, God. It's inmates that are locked up now. As the saying go, out of sight, out of mind. Don't let your loved one be behind bars, can't get a letter, can't get a picture, can't get $20 that goes a long way. Love on y'all family, man. At the end of the day, we all got each other. If you ain't got your family and you ain't got good friends, let me tell you something. They see you as another number. They see you as another statistic. They see you in the matrix. Well, at the end of the day, we not built like that. We are strong people. My nephew was found under a bridge. When I tell you my heart was so heavy this morning, I said, what I'm going to say for morning motivation? And I'm going to tell somebody else, don't give up. I wouldn't care if a case got closed 10 years ago. Whatever happened to your loved one, you can still call that detective. If it's on your heart to do it, fight for your rights. At the same time, they can turn that case over. They solve cases way down the road. They make arrests way down the road. It's God's timing. You get out there and you make your voice known. You get out there, you get it with them detectives, you get with those prosecutors, you get and say, I want this case open. I want more information on this case. When it comes to my Davis family, we fighting. There's no other way. We fighting. Renee, you either join us or you against us. It's okay. And either way, we going to the top. It's not gonna be a case that we ain't giving up. In my heart, I know God gonna fix it, yes, at his timing, but also we're gonna get out there and we also gonna do our part to get involved with what happened to my nephew. It's not rocket science to figure it out. And to say, without getting too much way left field, from Saturday, December 27th, when my nephew had his incident and ended up murdered under the bridge. Murdered is what I said, because he did not jump. It was not no accident. That was on a Saturday. Renee, you found out Saturday. Your daughter was sending a chat message on Saturday with pictures of my nephew skull cracked in the bed on Saturday. So when you found out on Saturday, you didn't make the call, and neither did you get in your car and drive to Gainesville on Saturday the 27th. We had no knowledge. The Davis family couldn't even get a phone call. Then on Sunday, when you decide to drive up there with J1 and your daughter and whoever, on Sunday, and no, you didn't take the Maserati truck, you drove with your daughter. However, on Sunday, you still did not call the Davis family to let them know. You drove up there, and then you made a call to my mama and say he fell at the gas station and bumped his head. You said that's what Kiaara told you, right? If Kiaara told you he fell at the gas station and bumped his head, how can a lie number 2 even be okay with you or to sit well with you? Because lie number 1, after that, I wouldn't care if my son was married. I wouldn't care if my son was dating, baby mama. Let me tell you, if I have to question your truth, is no truth coming out your mouth after you said he fell at the gas station and bumped his head. That still ain't registering to me. Lie number 1, when you changed it to tell Nally he jumped out the car going 25 miles an hour. You told my brother he stepped out the car. You never looked back. Maybe he tripped on his own feet when he asked you how he got off the ground. My heart is heavy this morning. I'm releasing truth right now in the situation. For one, I beg Davis family, give you a pass, Renee. Because I said maybe she had to go see for herself. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Me and you was close. I even called you, Renee, and said, listen, Renee, I said, I'm gonna just tell you like this. The family not happy with you or J1, which both of y'all got the phone calls that my brother was not happy on how y'all handled us. But at the end of the day, I still said maybe she had 3 kids that she just lost. She had to go see for herself. Give her a pass. That's number 1. Number 2 is when we tried to move along after extending so many hands to say, Renee, we need to move for the family. We need to move. You so upset because I went live to say we don't know what happened. We didn't know what happened. So you refused to come join us to make plans to bury my nephew. That wasn't right. But that was okay. I called you and said, Renee, I said the family wants you to come so we can have a family meeting and we can discuss moving forward to bury Tyrone, Dro, T2. Renee, I said we got one condition. That one condition is Lulu not allowed to know where to attend the funeral. Renee, you said out your own mouth, well, Kiaara coming. Ooh, I said, how am I tell my family that? I can't say that. So I said, Renee, I heard what you said. This is what I told her. I heard what you said. I said, but Renee, think about it. Pray about it. I said, and get back with me if you still want to have that meeting. I said, Renee, get back with me. If you don't want to have a meeting, I'll tell them that's what you're standing on. Guess what? 1 day passed, 2 day passed. We ain't hear from Renee. I had to go back to my family meeting when they said, okay, Tasha, what did she say? I said, she ain't never get back with me and her time has expired. I said that because it was too hurtful for me to tell them that she was on defense mode from the jump about Lulu, about Kiaara. You've been holding back by Kiaara. And if I back it on up, even on Sunday, when the Davis family got their 6 cars deep, and if y'all gonna tell it right. Tasha wasn't even in the car of the 6 cars deep with the family. So I didn't see no video footage on Papa John's at all. Lulu and Renee will tell you that. I stayed back with the kids and wait till my son get off work. However, I am gonna say this. My brother was told by the detective, the mama say she's a model girlfriend, so they don't have to do no investigation because they got the best relationship. Rena Demps, I see you on here, and you know I'm not lying. However, I am gonna say this. My brother said, no, I want an autopsy, I want investigation, I want to see my son, everything from head to toe. So if you gonna speak truth and speak facts. It's so much going on. I wouldn't care who get arrested. I wouldn't care if you in conspiracy get arrested. But my nephew that's never coming back, you got to examine your own self. If you let somebody do a 4-hour live, it don't matter what you say about me, but talk about your own son, you got to examine yourself and your mind state of where you at right now. I can't judge you because I ain't never lost a son and don't want to lose one. But I'm going to say this. We all fall short. We all have accountability. But one thing I do know, you ought to examine your own self because something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the water ain't right. And I know one thing about it and two things for sure, Renee. As a mom, at this point, we extend our hand for you to join us in Justice for Dro. You can't do it by yourself. We can't do it by ourselves. The whole world is watching. The whole world is looking and supporting and standing with Justice for Dro. I don't have no ill will for you. I can't. You know why? Because all these years, 35 years that I know you, me and you was the closest of everyone. Everyone. When it comes to my nephew, I ain't got no feelings but Justice for Dro. That's it. So you his mama. At the end of the day, you can join us. You can really say what you mean and mean what you say. I don't mind going to the top. But if I have to drop people off along the way, God use me and get where we need to be. All of us learning the lesson in this. I ain't asked to be here. God has pushed me. Just like Elder Larry say, God is stretching me to something I ain't ever been through before. Put me out there on a platform I don't even know how to handle. However, I'm asking God every day, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom. Don't have no grudge or heart in my heart for nobody, not even Renee. I just want justice. That's my number one goal. Like if it was my child, that's my number one goal. Justice for Dro. That's what we screaming right now. Y'all don't give up on y'all family. Don't give up for y'all people. Fight for them. Fight for them. I ain't stopping the fight. At the same time, we gonna get justice. And sometimes you have to move until justice is served. That's what I'm on. That's what we on. We the Davis family and we standing strong as one. That's all we know. Thank you, Toya, for working in the vineyard in the background. You don't know who connecting and contacting us and getting involved, helping this case. If we got a lawyer, no. But guess what? God will send us one. He'll do it himself. We need a private investigator. Guess what? It costs money for all of that. At the end of the day, we're going to keep standing justice for Dro, and the resources going to come. Y'all continue to keep doing what y'all doing. Thank y'all for standing with this family. But I'm going to say this before I close. Whoever come across your mind, and I'm talking about any loved one you have that come across your mind, please reach out. Do something for them. I don't care if they're in jail. I don't care if they have a case that was closed and their murder situation, any kind of senseless death that don't make sense, any kind of situation, even if they're incarcerated, whatever the case may be. It don't even have to be a negative situation. But whatever, stand with your people. Stand on one accord with your family. Let me tell you, you got to forgive and keep it moving. I'm going to get off of here. I'm motivating family to do better. Stick by each other, man. Show love one for another. Don't have no grudge from something that happened 4 years ago. You don't even forgot why y'all stopped talking, why y'all stopped dealing with each other. Just love on your people. Just love on your family. Forget those differences. Ain't nobody perfect. Every family got flaws, even the Davis family. But one thing about it, we can't stay there. We can't wallow in it. Be grown up. Put on your big girl drawers and keep it moving. Renee, this is my extension to you. Join us, the Davis family, if you really want justice for Dro. That's not being negative. I'm being positive as positives can be. Y'all have a good day. Motivation with Dro. And I'm going to end on this note. Lock whoever up had something to do with it. Starting with Lulu and still Lulu. It's always going to be started with Lulu. And when the dominoes fall, let the dominoes fall for whoever else had anything to do with it. Mama, sister, cousin, homeboy. That's how I'm going to end Morning Motivation with Dro. It's about my nephew, Justice for Dro. Later.
Natasha counted the lies out loud, one by one. Lie number 1. He fell at the gas station. Lie number 2. He jumped out the car going 25 miles an hour. Lie number 3. He stepped out, didn't look back, maybe tripped. 3 stories. 1 dead man. 0 phone calls to his father. And here's the part that sticks in the throat. Natasha says she tried to extend grace. She told herself, maybe she lost 3 sons. Maybe she's not thinking straight. Maybe she needs time. She called Rena herself and said, "The family wants to meet. We need to plan the funeral. One condition, Lulu is not allowed to know where or when the funeral is." Then Rena said, "Well, Kiaara's coming anyway." So, what was the condition for? What was the point of that negotiation if it was already decided? The family never had that meeting. Rena never got back to Natasha. The funeral went forward without the Davis family's input, and Tyrone's children were placed at the bottom of the obituary. Natasha ended her message with words that weren't angry. They were tired. "Renee, you either join us or you're against us. Something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the water ain't right." Now we have to talk about Rena Demps, because she is not silent. She has spoken, and her words deserve to be heard, even if they raise more questions. Someone sent Rena a message, and it is brutal. It calls her every name in the book, accuses her of selling her son for money, tells her the money she got should go toward a tummy tuck, says she robbed Tyrone's own children. It is cruel. It is vicious. And it is not the conversation we should be having. But Rena's response? She posted it publicly. And in that response, she wrote something that made me stop. "I could respond with anger and harsh words, but I've made a conscious decision not to. No one is worth disturbing my peace. I have endured the unimaginable loss of 3 sons. Losing my last son has broken me in ways words can't describe. I would give anything to have my son back." Then she said this, "Justice for my son still stands. And the truth about what happened will come to light. Girl, bye with your ignorant self." Now, read that again. She wants justice. She says the truth will come out. But her actions, not her words, her actions, tell a different story. If you want justice, why didn't you call the father? If you want the truth, why did you tell a lie about a gas station fall? If you want accountability, why did you sneak Lulu into the funeral? If you want unity, why didn't you tell the Davis family about the city commission meeting? You can want peace. You can want privacy. You can want to grieve in your own way. But you cannot claim you want justice while systematically excluding the other half of your son's family from every single step of the process. That's not grief. That's control. And control, when a man is dead and his children don't know the truth, starts to look an awful lot like something else. Here's where I land, and I want you to hear me clearly. I don't know if Lulu killed Tyrone Davis Jr. I don't know if Jason was involved. I don't know if Rena Demps took money or covered up a crime, or is simply a grieving mother making terrible decisions in the worst season of her life. I don't know. You don't know. And that's the problem. But here's what I do know. We have a young man dead on Archer Road. We have a girlfriend who gave multiple conflicting statements. We have a best friend who won't go on camera to defend himself. We have a mother who isolates the father's family, controls the narrative, and responds to criticism with "girl, bye." We have money moved from a dead man's account. We have an obituary that buried his children at the bottom of the page. And we have a police department that, according to an anonymous source, has already decided Kiaara Davis is not a suspect. So, here's the question nobody can answer. If she's not a suspect, why won't she tell the truth? Not 3 versions of the truth. Not a cleaned-up, social media-ready version of the truth. The truth. The whole truth. The kind of truth that lets a father bury his son without wondering if the woman he loved left him on the road to die. The Davis family isn't perfect. Natasha herself said that. Every family has falls. But they're showing up. They're standing outside in the cold. They're passing out flyers during the Super Bowl. They're screaming Tyrone's name when his own mother is silent. That's not performance. That's love. And love, real love, doesn't keep driving. So here's where you come in. This case is not closed. It's not cold. It's simmering, and every day that passes without answers is another day Tyrone's children grow up not knowing what happened to their father. If you have information, real information, not rumors, not recycled Facebook comments, send it to the Gainesville Police Department. Apply pressure. Make noise. And if you're watching this and you're sitting on something you haven't said, ask yourself, what would Tyrone want? Would he want you to protect his reputation, Or would he want you to tell the truth so his kids can finally rest? This is True Crime Unraveled. On YouTube, we're at True Crime Unraveled. On Facebook and TikTok, it's True Crime Unraveled TV. Follow us, share these stories, and keep the conversation alive. Drop your theories in the comments. We read every single one. And to the Davis family, we see you. We hear you. We are not turning away. Justice for Dro.